Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to contribute to this panel of discussion on technical cooperation and capacity building. This year's theme is more relevant than ever as we continue to observe an alarming increase of violence against women and girls. The ongoing humanitarian situation, including protracted conflicts, climate change and natural disaster, food insecurity, as well as the effect of COVID-19, are at the core of the violence toll in women and girls. Over the last months, during various country visits and online events, I have met and discussed with hundreds of these girls and women, many of whom left their countries escaping violence and who are denied opportunities for rebuilding their lives due to their migratory limbo status. Against these challenges, the agency, capacity, and strength that girls demonstrated are remarkable. The strength of millions of girls must be our motor to dismantle the multiplicity of barriers blocking women and girls to enjoy their rights. These barriers impede a development that is inclusive, equitable, and above all, sustainable. Empowerment starts by providing opportunities to all. Excellencies, the intersections between violence against children and violence against women in terms of common causes, consequences, and solutions is well documented. To put an end to violence against children, it is absolutely necessary to address gender-based violence and disempowerment of women and girls and to break intergenerational cycles of violence. My office contributes to these efforts in an integral way, engaging actively and providing guidance and support, sharing promising practices with and to member states, national and local governments, regional organizations, United Nations entities, including United Nations country team, parliamentarians, national human rights institutions, financial institutions, donors, and civil society organizations, including women and girls groups. Allow me to share some key takeaways. First, supporting adequate attention to girls' protection, education, health, and empowerment through national and community level actions aiming at accelerating the implementation of the 2030 Agenda while building back better and beyond. Tomorrow in New York, the high-level political forum will start, a key momentum to tie the high political commitment into concrete action. We have supported the 44 states presenting their VNRs through practical guidance and analytical reviews on how to highlight issues around violence against children and gender-based violence and encouraging using the opportunity of the VNR process to ensure ethical, inclusive, and meaningful girls and boy participation in the 2030 Agenda. Second, advocating and making the case for sustained investment in cross-sectoral services for children and their caregivers. Investment in proven, evidence-based violence prevention services can avert the economic costs of violence as well as remove a critical barrier to girls achieving their health, educational, and economic development potential. Violence economic burden is the sum of all the costs incurred by its child victims, their families, societies, and governments. The substantial economic and social costs of violence against children could represent as high as 8% of global GDP and at national level in some states up to 5% of GDP. So millions of dollars can be saved and expended in ensuring active empowerment of women and girls. Third, girls and women are key actors of change. We all see adolescent girls and young women increasingly at the forefront of various initiatives for positive and sustainable social change, aiming at building a just, equal, peaceful, inclusive, and empowering societies, leaving no one behind. My office has produced and put at the disposal of states and partners, including regional partners, a mapping of worldwide child and youth-led initiatives, which can animate states and their partners in technical cooperation programs to encourage and ensure full participation of girls and young women. In Chad, for example, the Superbanettes or Supergirls are empowering and sensitizing their peers by creating space of dialogue and expression on gender-based violence, sexual and reproductive health, HIV prevention, among others, despite the strong cultural taboos. Similarly, in 16 countries in Latin America, Tremendas, an adolescent girl-led network, launched a collaborative platform to deliver climate education with a gender perspective to girls while building a network of climate activists who connect knowledge with community needs and come up with solutions to address the climate crisis. Girls and young women across all regions play indeed a key role as actors of change, and their initiatives should be fully supported through these technical cooperation programs. Excellencies, through the design and implementation of well-coordinated programs that fully understand the interlinkages between violence against children and violence against women, supporting the continuum of services across the life course, we can optimize the results of sustainable and context-specific technical cooperation. These coordinated efforts should aim at building sustainable, integrated child and gender-sensitive social protection systems that reaches most vulnerable girls and their caregivers. If we invest in empowerment of all girls and women, independently of their status, and harness their full potential, including through their active participation and engagement, we can bring enormous gains, not only for girls, but for societies at large. Thank you.